Everyone to the May 26th Data Expert Data Engineering Bootcamp kickoff. Today, we're going to be going over why you made a good decision for joining this bootcamp, everything about this. If you are tuning in publicly, know that there is still time to get in for about one more day. We close it usually at the start of the first class tomorrow. So if you want to FOMO in, then that would be a way to think about it. So let's go ahead and let's dig into this. All right. So welcome to an intense 5 weeks. So this bootcamp is going to be set up in such a way where you have all sorts of different things in here, right? Y'all can't hear. Can someone give me some more feedback if you can? If I can hear. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, there's other people just can't. Okay, cool. So in 5 weeks, I designed this bootcamp to be 5 weeks because I value your time. I want to give you the most important knowledge that I know and get you on your way. Obviously, I could design this as any number of weeks. I feel like I've thought about designing things from 4 weeks to 40 weeks, and I think 5 is a really solid point because then you can be really intense, but then it doesn't burn you out. But keeping in mind that you will learn a lot over the next 5 weeks. Okay, so remember, this is part 2 of the 15-week challenge. If you are coming back from the Analytics Engineering Bootcamp, welcome back, and thank you for coming into week 6 and joining me on the second leg of this very intense journey. I'm really excited for you to be here, and for y'all who are just joining in now, it'll be a 10-week challenge, and I'm excited for you to be here for that. So what is this 15 weeks learning challenge, right? So we started off with analytics engineering back in April. We finished that off last week. And now we are into data engineering. The data engineering one is starting tomorrow, is the first class. And then at the end of June, we will be starting the AI engineering one. And that will go until the end of July. August 1st is technically the last day of the AI engineering bootcamp. So what are we going to cover today? A bunch of different things. So we're going to cover why you made a great decision joining this program. We do things pretty differently here. I'm excited to kind of go over that and kind of show y'all how this is going to work. Like if you like my energy and you like this idea of fast-paced learning, this is exactly where to be. Like some of these classes are going to feel very full. Then we're going to talk about how to get the most out of this bootcamp, because even if I teach you in the most engaging, amazing way possible, if you don't put your effort in, you will fail. Right? It's like I can only meet you halfway. You have to put in the effort too. So then there's the curricula. Talk about what we're actually going to be teaching in over the next 5 weeks, and then the bootcamp structure should be pretty great. Capstone projects, kind of like keeping in mind that like the most successful people from these bootcamps, I've done 9 of them now. The most successful people are people who spill their heart into the Capstone project. We'll go into more details there. And then last but not least, we're going to go over policies and structures about like refunds and, different things like that. So let's get into it. So why you make a great decision here, right? Well, we take learning very seriously here. You didn't just join a 5-week program. You joined a community for at least a year. So you'll have access to all of the cloud. So you'll have lifetime access to the data engineering content, and you'll have a year of access to the cloud. That is going to be the kind of the strategy that we have right now. So you'll be able to work with Databricks and work with Astronomer and Airflow and Trino for over the next over the next year if you want to like build your projects. We have Q&A sessions with industry leaders throughout the bootcamp. The first one is on Friday. We have Alex Merced, who is the author of the Apache Iceberg Definitive Guide, which is the best-selling Apache Iceberg book of all time. Now we have TA office hours. So if you are worried that you're not going to keep up, we will be able to get you all that stuff, right? And this time around, we're doing a special series on Azure. This is our very initial inaugural. Like I've only taught AWS for the last 2 years, and we are going to be doing a bonus session every Friday with Deepak Goyal. It's going to be really awesome. So, and last but not least, joining now means that you get 50% off the AI bootcamp in June. So it's going to be a very solid way to go about really maximizing your learning, is if you take one and then the other really big way to maximize. So how do you get the most out of the boot camp? Well, some of y'all have lives. Some of y'all work 40 hours a week, maybe 70 hours a week, or 60 hours a week. Who the hell knows? Like, a lot of y'all are working jobs, or you have your parents, or you have life obligations. And so for people in that bucket, you would probably want to be in this attendee bucket, which is going to be ask questions and be social. We're here to make friends. Attend the lectures and do the homework. Like, if you are really strapped for time, I would say attend the lectures, right? And then also build pipelines on the infrastructure we give you. So we will be giving you Airflow, AWS, and Databricks infrastructure that you can work with over the next 5 weeks and the next year, which should be pretty awesome. And then for the try-hard attendees, the people who really want to get the absolute squeeze every last, the people who want $2,000 or $3,000 to freaking change their entire life, what you want to do is post about your learnings on LinkedIn. So know that you can post a single slide and a summary. That's totally fine. Don't just post every slide. That's definitely not okay, because it's paid content. But if you're posting a single slide and your summary of like what you learned, that's perfectly fine. And that's going to be the type of content that's going to allow you to grow on LinkedIn and build your brand and get seen by recruiters. Because keeping in mind that getting a job is only 50% learning skills, the other 50% is networking. So if you start networking and building your brand while in the bootcamp, you will be dramatically ahead of everyone else. And then also give your full effort on the Capstone project. Like, a Capstone project is what really separates the good students from the great students, and that is the other one that I would imagine that you would really want. So, and take all 3 boot camps. So I know some of y'all are joining right now, and we're 5 weeks deep, and you're like, oh man, I missed the analytics engineering bootcamp. You can take that self-paced. So just talk with Matali about how to take that self-paced, and then you can still participate in the entire 15-week challenge. It will be a little bit accelerated for you because you will need to finish everything by the end of July if you want to take part in some of the rewards in July. So we're gonna put you in groups. Groups are amazing. So your groups are gonna be based on time zone, because we figured that that's probably the most simple and easiest way to group people together. Your group will be 3 to 6 students, depending on where you're at. Probably most of you will have 6. Some of you will have 3. This is your first group, right? We learn together as a squad here. That's why this is successful. That's why boot camps are so much more effective than courses, is because you learn together and you're part of a squad that will allow you to learn together and hold each other accountable. This group is the first people that you should ask any questions that you have. Any questions that you have should be the people in your group, then the TAs, and then me, right? You should almost never be asking me a question directly. You should, if you're gonna ping me or the TAs, it should be in a channel so that it's shared with everybody. Remember, we learn together here at Data Expert, and like any question that you might have is probably a question that a lot of other students have as well, and that will allow you to accelerate your learning. And keeping in mind that at the end of the day, like, a lot of boot camps and a lot of teachings, a lot of stuff like this, I teach a lot of stuff from my experience, but a lot of this stuff can also be learned from the internet, right? So it's like you want to be creating a network of people, right? These people who you meet in these groups are going to be people who you could potentially be working with in 4 or 5 years. Who knows, right? They could be someone who gives you a referral. They could be someone who gives you, and they're going to be in your time zone, so they're going to be nearby. So know that, like, these study groups are going to be very, very effective, and this is how you could meet a best friend here. Who knows, right? There's been so many really solid friendships and professional partnerships, and there's even been co-founders. Like, there's been people who met in this boot camp who became startup co-founders together. So just keeping in mind that, like, this, it's kind of random, but like, just let the Python algorithm that sorts you into groups based on time zone, let that be kind of like fate. So what's the curricula look like here? So we're going to be doing 5 weeks. So first week is Airflow and Iceberg. Then we have data lakes and delta table. So I will be teaching the first week an iceberg. Second week, data lakes is going to be taught by Yared. I will be teaching Databricks and Advanced Spark in week 3. Week 4 will be Yared again. You'll be teaching Spark structured streaming, Kafka, and Delta Live Table. And then week 5, it will be me again. We'll be doing managing unstructured data, building context for AI. So this last week will be kind of a teaser into what the AI engineering bootcamp will look like. And remember, all classes will be recorded and uploaded within a few hours of the live class. So if you can't attend live, know that that's totally fine. No pressure, especially if you are someone who is in Europe or Asia. Those places have really bad time zones for this. And so whether you attend live or not doesn't matter that much. You can make up you don't have to attend any classes live, assuming that you watch all of them pre-recorded within the period of the bootcamp. Then you will be totally fine. All the infrastructure instructions will be set up before the labs. There isn't very much infrastructure setup because we're mostly on Databricks here. The only infrastructure setup really is already sent. That was what was sent to y'all already. If you missed that, go check out the announcements tab in the Discord, and that will get you there's some videos on how to set up Airflow for week 1. We use Discord Stage. Discord Stage is going to be the big thing that we use. You'll see we have the Discord Stage server, and then when you go to the dashboard, that's how you can actually see what's going on from the programs. So that's how you can get access to all of the content. You're gonna go to the dashboard, and then in your dashboard you'll see the Spring Data Engineering Bootcamp starting May 26th, and then you click that, and then that will get you into the actual materials that you can then watch. So that's going to be the curricula. I'm excited. We should have a schedule here. Oh yeah. First we have the bonus session, right? So we have a 90-minute bonus session every Friday. This is all going to be taught by Deepak. It's going to be amazing. So week 1 and 2, we have architecting and managing scalable, secure, and cost-effective enterprise-grade storage with Azure Data Lake Gen 2. So a lot of these things are going to be kind of like, you can think of this bootcamp as a parallel bootcamp of we cover things with Databricks and AWS, and then this bootcamp is going to cover things more on the Azure side. So that should be pretty exciting. I'm really pumped to get this going as well. This will be a nice, really awesome time. Deepak is one of the best Azure instructors in the entire world. So definitely check out this Azure session if that's something that you are interested in doing. And especially if you're interested in Azure Data Factory and low-code ELT orchestration, all sorts of very powerful classes that you can learn here with Azure. So the classes here, here's essentially how it works. Is the core classes here are going to be on Tuesday and Thursday. We have a Tuesday and Thursday class. We have a 6 p.m. class Tuesday and Thursday. And then we have some tech talk here. So the tech talk will be the speaker sessions. We're missing the first speaker session this week. Sorry about that, but that person had to move. So then the one on Friday, this will be Alex Merced. Should be really great. And then TA office hours. We try to offer 2 different times for TA office hours. So one other thing here is there is actually 3 classes. It's just one of them will be a recording that you can watch on your own time. We've found that is a better balance than we used to just have it be here on Wednesday, but we found students have a better balance when they don't have as much pressure to attend classes 3 days a week. So that class you can watch pretty much on your own time. And then we have classes Tuesday and Thursday, and then you'll have your office hours where you can learn from everybody. And then last but not least here is we have the career dev session. That's going to be led by Matali. Last time it had really, really good reviews. And if you have any questions about resume review or interviewing or networking, we have 5 classes there, 5 series of classes there that will also create a lot of value if you are currently a job seeker. So how to submit homework. So the homework here is okay. Actually, it's not here on assignments, but it's like, so if you go into the I'll share my screen here in a second on like how to actually submit homework. But like you zip up the file of your work and then you upload, and you'll get the LLM, the grader behind the scenes, will give you a response of whether you passed or failed in about 15 seconds. We leverage a lot of AI to make the boot camps better. And grades are pass fail. We don't like, as long as you get like a C on the grade, then we count that as a pass. And for certification purposes, that's what you need. And in this case, there will be five homework assignments that you'll need to submit, along with a capstone, a conceptual data model of your capstone, as well as your final capstone project as well. Where like the capstone project and the conceptual data model of the capstone, those are still reviewed by a human, whereas the homework is not reviewed by a human. So capstone project. This is the most important thing. Like, if you just do this and don't attend any of the lectures, then you'll be successful. So your idea will need to have a couple things. You'll need a pipeline, quality controls, documentation, and visualization. Those are the big things. And we only do things in production here at Data Expert. So a requirement is your capstone will need to have a screenshot of them running in the cloud. If you don't have a screenshot of your DAG running in the cloud, you fail. You can't have it running locally on your laptop, because that's not how it's done in the real world. So then the capstone deliverable at end of week 3 is a conceptual data model of what you're trying to build. So this is just like a high level thing of like, okay, these are the data sources I'm thinking about, and this is the data model I'm trying to think about. So like we ask you to do this so that we know like whether your capstone project is either too complex or too simple. So we like, for too simple projects, we nudge you to maybe make something a little bit more complex, and then for complex projects, we nudge you to maybe cut it down a little bit so that you can successfully deliver something in, you get a little bit more than 5 weeks here, right? You get like 6 or 7 weeks to deliver on the capstone project. So the final due date for the capstone project is July 7th, and we'll have like kind of a demo day in that first week of July. Bootcamp rewards, right? So the top individual project and group project will get additional discounts on future bootcamps and a LinkedIn recommendation from me. The top 3 community engagers get additional discounts on future bootcamps and a LinkedIn recommendation from me. And the top 3 community engagers are based on 3 categories, right? We have the most helpful, the most funny, and the highest volume. Those are going to be the 3 categories of engagement that matter. So those are going to be the big thing. Keeping in mind that like if you're gunning for most volume, like only meaningful messages in the Discord matter. So like if you just spam high, we will filter it out. We have an LLM that filters it out to understand like what is valuable and what is not valuable. We want you to contribute to the discussion, not try to gamify this to get a LinkedIn recommendation from me. At the end of the day, this is where you can get a lot of additional exposure. I highly, highly recommend gunning for these things. These are very competitive, though. There's always like about 15 or 20 students who are really gunning for these. So I highly recommend if you're looking to gun for these, to really put in the effort and energy. So refund policy. So refund requests made within 1 week after purchase will incur a 25% processing fee. And then requests made within 2 weeks after purchase will incur 50% processing fee. And then after week 2, no refunds. So that's how this bootcamp works. We really want you in here, but we also understand that like if this is not a good fit for you, we'll let you out. So definitely that's the way we do things here at Data Expert with our refund policy. So other things to be thinking about here, right, is we have 3 certification, right? So if you're trying to get certified, right, there's 3 levels. You have attendee, excellence, and superb. So attendance policy was going to be like you either need to watch the live lectures or you need to watch the recordings. And then for certification, right, just if you watch the lectures, you can get the participation trophy. Then excellence is where you attend 90% of the lectures and you complete 4 out of 5 assignments, and you'll get a LinkedIn shout out and priority in our referral network. So this referral network is something I'm building out that should be really up and running by July or August, and it should be really, really awesome. So the more people who are excellent or superb, you guys will get further kind of exposure into this network. And then also for superb, you have to essentially do everything for the get the excellence, and then you also need to deliver a high quality capstone project that that meets a lot of different criteria. So that's going to be these, just as a perspective. The attendee certificate, about 80 to 90% of people get the attendee, about 25% of people get the excellence, and about 10% of people get the superb. So just as to kind of give you an idea of what is going to happen here over the next 5 weeks, and how many people are in each one of these buckets. So maybe shoot for being in the top 10%. That can be a good way to really kind of showcase your skills. But it just illustrates just how much of a lot this bootcamp is, though. So the AI engineering bootcamp, we have starts on June 30th, and you'll get a 50% off discount on the AI bootcamp. We'll be opening up sales for that tomorrow. So if you are interested in joining that, you can definitely join that as well. We'll have more information about the curricula will be shared soon. That will be in the just if you I'll give a kind of a perspective. I have most of it figured out. So we have a week on prompt engineering, a week on RAG, a week on fine tuning open source models, a week on agentic AI. So we have AI that's actually like doing actions and stuff like that. And then we'll have one final week of like end to end, kind of like ML ops, end to end evaluation criteria, stuff like that. So that's like going to be like the rough outline of the curricula. There's still a little bit in flux because this AI world is moving really quickly. But that's going to be essentially what the AI engineering bootcamp is going to look like, and that will start here in about a month. Of course, this is not just me. We have an entire team behind us. So we have this is going to be our 5 people. So there's me, Zach Wilson. I'm lead instructor and kind of sales and marketing and founder guy. We have Matali. Matali's kind of like chief of staff. She runs a lot of the organization and behind the scenes work here at Data Expert. Bruno teaches. He's part of the DBT classes, and he guides a lot of the curricula here. And we have Wesley. Wesley does a lot of the full stack engineering work, and then Wan Wu does some of the data engineering and data infrastructure work behind the scenes. And then our instructors this time around we have me. I'll be teaching 3 of the weeks, and then Yared is going to be teaching 2 of the weeks, and then Deepak is going to be teaching every Friday doing Azure. So that should be pretty awesome. And then obviously we have TAs, right? We have Raghu, Rahul, and Sandeep are going to be our 3 TAs for the bootcamp this time around. These guys have already been through this bootcamp, so they already have a lot of the stuff here that I would highly recommend talking with them. They will be very, very helpful. So I blew through that, but I wanted to make sure I had time for questions. So does anyone have any questions, right? Let's see. See here. Will there be any further discounts for people who already bought AI engineering bootcamp? No, you already bought. Like, let's see here. I'm in the AE bootcamp. I'm building a dashboard. Boom. Like, if you already bought, you got a good deal. Like, I believe the data engineering pipeline should come first, right? And the analytics you built should be consumed as input as your Capstone project, trying to understand as we build analytics on top of these pipelines. Yeah, that makes sense, Sai, right? Do we get new squads if we had a squad in the last boot camp? Yes, you get a new squad. I mean, we can, like, if everyone is in there, right? You can like, if everyone in your old squad in the AE boot camp is in the DE boot camp, then freaking fine, right? Are there any examples of previous successful capstone projects? Yes. If you go to my YouTube, that'll be the way to do it. Will we get a chance to resubmit if LLM fails the homework first time? Yes, because sometimes the LLM gets it wrong, right? You get as many chances as you want, right? I'm new to hearing about the AI bootcamp. Where do I sign up and how to request discounts? Talk with Matali. Matali is going to be the way to go about this. So the AI bootcamp will be right at the will be essentially right at the end of this. So like, it'll be like, that's why this is a 10-week challenge, right? So freezes for me too. I'm using the YouTube link. Yeah, you might need to if you're getting freezes, you might need to update Discord. That's a lot of times your Discord is behind. So but yeah, I'm answering any questions. Can we know what the capstone criteria are? Yeah, like, we will be covering that over the next like over the, like, there's 100% that's like not like going to be covered in the kickoff, but we will be covering that over the next week or so for sure. That's a whole thing, right? So is the homework only non-Azure, or will there be Azure homework too? That's a great question. I need to talk with Deepak about that. I would say like the homework, the 5 homework that I've built for this, like Deepak might have homework, but for Capstone, do we get to use AWS Databricks account we get with this bootcamp? Yes, that's the whole point. So you mentioned we can do the data analytics self-paced. Is there a separate fee if we pay for DE and AI bootcamp? That's a good question. We can get you access to the AE bootcamp, right? For sure. So like, it should be self-paced, and like, just talk with Matali about it. We will be building based on AWS products or Azure. Both. It's mostly AWS and Databricks. Like, Yared and I are teaching AWS and Databricks, and then Deepak is teaching Azure. So it's both. Like, you will the cloud access that you get is going to be AWS and Databricks. I don't think we're going to get you an Azure account this time around. So like, your capstone will most likely need to be AWS and Databricks. Because I don't have the Azure infrastructure set up yet, nor do I feel like a burning desire to get that set up in the next 5 seconds. So I would say that, like, most likely that. Will we get access to DE Bootcamp still continue when we start? Will our access to DE Bootcamp still continue when we start AI Bootcamp? If so, for how long? You get lifetime access to the DE Bootcamp. You don't get lifetime access to the cloud, though, because that would be stupid of me. But you do get lifetime access to the content in the DE Bootcamp. Will the AI bootcamp be focused on how AI can be used in the DE world, or just general AI? It's going to be like, I don't know. That's a weird question. It's going to be both, right? It's like, it's going to be like, some of it's going to be like how to speed up your workflows in DE, but also there's going to be like building AI agents and building AI applications, like, and all that stuff. For the 2025 New Year Bootcamp resources, is that the analytics piece, or just a previous session that covered much of the same content? No, like, Trenton, that's going to be like, that's definitely a piece of it, but we have a whole analytics engineering bootcamp that we need to get you added to. It's a lot of the same content, though, for sure. Because we essentially we did so much material in the New Year Bootcamp that it was a lot. Can you take us through a rough journey of the Capstone project? For example, researching data set, working on architecture. So week 1 and 2, you should be researching your data set. Week 3, you should be doing architecture and design. And then weeks 4 through 6, you should be implementing. So yeah, because that's why week 3, we have that design cutoff, right? Because we want you to be able to understand, like, what is the Capstone project and what does that look like. So definitely. So is in this bootcamp, which version of Spark is covered? Probably 3, maybe 4, right? That's 3 or 4. Like, we might do a little bit of Spark 4, but it's not, the features are not that fancy in Spark 4. I'm not that impressed with Spark 4. I noticed in earlier cohorts there were career sessions with industry people as rewards. Is that not the case in this bootcamp? The career sessions are for everybody. Like, we have career sessions. Oh, you're talking about with industry people? Oh, that's not the case in this bootcamp now. Because that's a great question, by the way. That's a great question, because the New Year Bootcamp, the New Year Bootcamp actually taught me something very interesting, because I had a bunch of mentors lined up, right, for it, and only 40% of the people who got certified wanted the rewards. Like only 40%, like the other 60% of people ghosted the mentors. So it's like, and I'm like, okay, that's like, I'm spending all this money for people to ghost people. Like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, so it's like, it's just something that people don't actually want. Like, if you want like more like one-off stuff, we can get you lined up with a mentor that way, but it will probably come at a little bit of an extra cost. How's the project selected? Is there a list of Capstone projects to choose from, or all cohorts of the same Capstone project? You need to figure out your Capstone project. That's like the whole point. I can give you one. I have one on like building out the data expert model, right? That's the one that I will be giving y'all. But like, I mean, you should be searching your own stuff and building something that you're passionate about. I'm not going to just be like, here, have a Capstone project, right? Because then it's just like, if it's Zach's Capstone project that I gave you, like the passion is not there, right? Is there a content that you recommend for folks to prepare for DE interviews for Python Spark? Will that be covered as part of the dev sessions with Matali? So I have like, you should have access to that. There's like 2 or 3 hours of content based on just covering each data engineering interview material. Okay. What's your take on low code, no code, VS code based implementation in the DE world? I only give a shit about code based implementation. I think no code, low code implementation of data engineering tools is a dead end in your career. You once talked about dateless analytics patterns. Is that covered somewhere? Not in this bootcamp, but like you can get access to that material. I'm currently enrolled in both the DE and AI bootcamp. Will I have to submit 2 separate capstones? I would hope that you would work on a capstone project for the next 10 weeks, right? And then you have a checkpoint in July, and then you'll have something at the end of August. Do you recommend we add to our AE capstone or start a new one? You should. Yeah. How was it part of the January bootcamp? It was not part of the January bootcamp. I haven't talked about date lists in like a couple bootcamps now, but you should have like all that stuff you can do self-paced for sure. What does the company icon mean? Just curious. It looks like there's a dog in it. Yeah, that's my dog Lulu. Will we get access to different AWS resources for Capstone project? What do you mean diff? You get the same. You just get one key. You get glue and you get airflow. Can I get access to the free bootcamp if I purchase the spring DE bootcamp? You should already have access to it. If not, talk to Matali. Yes. This is great. I love everyone's questions here. We're really crushing through all these, right? I mean, they're very, very interesting. I'm really pumped to see where all this goes. So, yeah, we should be crushing. Hi, will the schedules be updated soon on the site? Isn't it? I mean, isn't the schedule already there on the site? It's got to be up. Like some people, like I feel like freaking people don't like. So if we go data expert, what schedule? Yeah, it's there. It's right there. Boom, 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 boom. All of the classes are right there. Right? Yeah, for sure. The schedule is there. It's not like, would it be updated on the site? It's already there. Right. Are we going to cover a bit of system design here? Yes. Some of the kind of Lambda versus Kappa architecture stuff I mean, system design is not freaking, that's a software engineering concept for the most part. Like this is mostly covering like how to be a good data engineer. Like that's one of the things I think people forget about in this bootcamp is I don't teach the test. I don't teach I don't teach how to do data structures and algorithms, right? And how to pass the behavioral interview because I'm not teaching to the test. I'm teaching you how to be a good engineer. Right. And so, oh yeah, Alex is saying not a question, but for those wondering about career stuff, I posted daily since then starting the AE bootcamp, and I've gotten a handful of recruiters reaching out to me just because of the posts. See, Alex P, he's been taking advantage of this in the absolute optimal way, right? And it's like if you're doing that, like it's gonna be great. But yeah, if some of y'all are interested about date lists, data structures, or the data modeling stuff, like you should have access to it. Like so, if you go to like the dashboard. And then you go to like the spring bootcamp. Okay, then you go to overview. And then in here, you should have the other cohorts. And then if you're looking for like the data modeling stuff, you can go in here. And then like mine's buggy right now because I'm like a part of a million. Yours will not be buggy like this. But in here, you should have some interesting stuff. So like this complex data types, arrays, and structs. This is some good dateless material. And then conceptual data modeling is a really good class too. And this slowly changing dimension stuff, this dimensional modeling class is really good. And so I would highly recommend checking out that. Also, if you are brand new, if you're brand new to Spark, you've never used Spark in your life, I would highly recommend going over this Databricks basics in the 2025 bootcamp. We will be moving it into this bootcamp. It should be part of this Databricks. We'll be adding it literally like today or tomorrow. We'll be adding it here. The Sparks basics will be a pre-read so that like when we start Databricks next week, you will be like you can be ready for Spark and Databricks, because some of y'all probably have none. I checked the schedule. I don't see anything updated there at all. Like that's freaking very strange. Yeah, that should be it should be there, because I see it. We'll see what's going on. Right? Sorry, the schedule's not updated. It's only same. It's only updated for Zach. Cool. I will fix that, guys. All right. We will have, but just know it's 6 p.m. tomorrow. All right. And like, just chill. Like, I'm trying my best here. All right. See, I have access to it. Some of it, I know what the problem here is. Like, if you bought the bundle, the problem here is if you bought the bundle, there's a bug in the code base. All right. So it's, if you bought the bundle, I need to fix the problem there. There's a bundle problem that I'm working on for the schedule. We'll fix that. We will have that fixed very soon. Right. So yeah. So that's all it is. The schedule is going to be there for the people. If you bought directly and you didn't buy the bundle, then that's probably what it is. So for someone aiming to reach a senior data engineering role, how would you recommend approaching this bootcamp to get the most out of it? What mindsets, habits, or strategies should one adopt during the course to maximize growth and real world impact? I mean, I did that right. So my question on AWS resources: are we limited to using Airflow and Glue alone for Capstone and Kafka? I guess if you want to use Kafka, like what else would you want to use? AK7, like those are data. That's like I give you the tools that like I teach, right? And you're like, oh, I want to use some random other tool, right? But like, what I'm curious what you want to use. Right? Please, could you or any other instructor can take us through example Capstone projects to better understand criteria to implement? Yeah. S3, yeah, obviously S3. We use S3 and Iceberg. Yeah, S3. Okay. Obviously, if you're using Glue, you can use S3. TNQ, no. Use Amazon Q and SageMaker. Make a $10,000 bill in 2 hours. Yes, that is, a student has already done that. A student has straight up already done that. I've lost tens of thousands of dollars from students doing stupid shit. So yeah, and now I'm a little bit more careful about stuff. That's why I don't just say, oh yeah, you can use whatever you want. Because I know it's a lot harder to do that with Glue. It's a lot harder to do that with Glue. But like, definitely, I'm excited for y'all. This should be really great. Tomorrow we're going to be covering a lot of good how to build a good Airflow DAG. Should be really awesome. I have a good piece on Iceberg, a good piece on Spark, good piece on Airflow, good piece on item potency, good piece on file compaction. Tomorrow is going to be really sick. Like I'm refreshing the content quite a bit, so there's it's going to be a little bit more end to end, a little bit more comprehensive. So I mean, yeah, I'm here for about another 19 minutes or so. If y'all have any other questions, if not, we can break probably a little bit early. But like I'm really excited to see what we can get done here with y'all, because it's like this is really what it all comes down to, right? This is the yeah. Your 24 live podcast was awesome. Plus, I got the 75% off. Thanks. Yeah, for sure, Shwet. That, like 5 people got that. Like you literally got like one of the best discounts. I was like very few people got that. Yeah, let's cook, Daniel. Yeah, let's go, guys. Like, so I'm gonna gas you guys up. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be like yo. All right, it's gonna be amazing. But I will definitely. There's a schedule bug that I will check out, and I will publish that hopefully in the next day or so. We will have that fixed for people because there's the other because you guys got to understand, like, I'm building a platform on top of all this stuff, and the bundle thing is like a new feature, right? Is there the exclusive Q&A with you for people that get the homework done before class? Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that. Thank you for talking about that. Yeah, so if we go back, can we go back to the freaking Canva? Do we have the homework? So where's the schedule? The schedule is okay. So you see this Q&A with Zach at 5:00 on Thursday. So the first one, the one this Thursday, everyone can go to. Starting next Thursday, we move it off of Discord and we move it into Google Meet. And only people who do the homework, who do the homework get access to the Q&A for weeks 2 through 5. So you have to do the homework from the previous week in order to get access to the Q&A session for that week. So yeah, 100%. Thank you for saying that, Alex. I totally forgot to mention that in the live. That's a very important caveat, right? But like, it should be pretty good. Like, I'm pretty excited to see where all this goes, right? So, can we contribute to bug fixes in your platform for more discounts and shout outs? I mean, I wish I could, like, if you can report bugs, I would love more bug reporting. The problem is like, there's like, this is all TypeScript. So a lot of y'all probably, I don't know, a lot of number of data engineers who actually know TypeScript is freaking great. I think you mentioned you were going to show us how to submit homework. Yeah, let me just show you how to do that real quick. So I'm just going to show you, like, I haven't added all the homework yet for this next bootcamp because I'm iterating on it. But let me show you. So if we go to like this homework here, right? So this is going to be like the Apache Iceberg homework. I've already freaking passed this homework, but I'm going to, do I have a zip? Can I like, oh, let me find one that has one that's a little more freeform. I think the DBT should be good. There's DBT, Snowflake and DBT. Yeah, this guy. Okay. So let me just make a zip real quick. I'm just gonna like add like, I'm just gonna make some stupid zip file. Is there a way? Oh, I can do it with freaking. We can do it in here. We're gonna like take this file. We're gonna copy him, and then we're gonna. Is there a way? Can we compress him? Okay, there we go. And then this is my zip. Dummy submission dot zip. Right. So. Okay, cool. So this is in there. And then okay, let's go back here. So we got like go here, and then I'm gonna be like documents, I'm gonna code tech creatorzilla. Then there should be a dummy submission. There's the dummy submission. Okay, so there's my dummy submission, right? And then I'm gonna hit like submit. And then this is it's processing it, right? So I uploaded it and then it received it, and now AI is processing the submission. And obviously I failed, right? Because I just uploaded some random file. So clearly it's not going to work, right? And then you can see the feedback where it's like, it seems that you have been, there might have been a confusion regarding your submission. The file you provided is a TypeScript configuration file, and then it's looking for these files, and then you fail. So like, essentially that's how this works. And this is like, essentially you'll have more homework assignments in that space. Like if we go like this to the spring bootcamp, where there will be, right, is you'll have like, you see how there's no assignments exist for this module. The assignments get published every Friday, so you will have the assignment will be every Friday. Just remember that like so on Friday we'll publish the assignment for this week, and then it should be due by the next Thursday, so that you can get into the Q&A. But that's how it's done, and then you would end up clicking into the assignments if they were here, right? That's going to be the way that this kind of works. So that's what I would say. This LLM model looks great. Yeah, for sure, dude. I've spent a lot of time on it, right? Just curious, which LLM are you using for assignment evaluation? The LLM grader will actually give you tips for improvement. Yeah, if you get a lower grade like a C, yeah, it will definitely give you tips. So we've played around with different LLMs here. Like I think we just use GPT-4, GPT-4o right now. Kind of can you submit more than once? Yeah, you can. Like, and you know what's really weird? If you submit, you saw how I got an F on that last assignment. Like if I submit it again, if you submit again and again and again and again, you might get a D, right? Right. So I missed the kickoff session yesterday. Is there a recording available? There was no kickoff session yesterday. It was only today. I think there's another bug with this for at least me. I get a 500 internal error and I cannot create my own schema. This page is totally fine. I don't know. Like you have to be logged in. You might have like a weird username problem. I know there's a thing with like if your username is dumb, then like you have to like then the query thing doesn't work quite as well as it should. But like yeah, you need to like create your own schema. And this is going to be like how we start our iceberg kind of tables off, right? And this is where we're going to be kind of working from stuff for sure. So definitely, Christian, I think you might not be logged in. That might be what's going on there. But like we like I can try if you can send me your email and I can troubleshoot and see what the hell's going on there. So that will be very interesting because there might be some interesting small bugs there. Yeah, oh yeah, we're gonna be adding. Ooh, that looks bad. That freaking we're gonna be adding BigQuery soon. See, we have BigQuery. BigQuery will be added very soon. Should be pretty sick. Like, so confirming there is unlimited tries for the submissions. Yes, yes. Like, it's just essentially like you want to like I just want you to freaking like get the right answer, man. Like, use the LLM to teach you, right? This is the era of AI. So like, you want to be using the LLM, get feedback, and then do it, right? Claude 4 Opus is scary. Yeah, we might move to Claude 4. I don't know. Like, it's a very small change to actually move that. But in the AI bootcamp, so you see this auto grader that we made, like that's a great example of something we will teach you how to build that in the AI bootcamp, right? That's the whole point, right? So like if we go back to like go back to this bootcamp, right? So let's go to this like assignment, view assignment. So like we will teach you how to build like a product like this, so that then you can like be like, okay, I'm gonna submit my dummy submission, and then I'll fail, right? So it says AI has received your submission, right? And then it will kind of like process it and it will figure out what the hell to do with it, right? So definitely, yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with this that I think like that's a big thing that we will be teaching in the AI bootcamp, right? Keeping in mind that the AI bootcamp is going to be more. Oh, is it like? Did we jam it? I think we jammed it. It like freaking. Oh, it's the auto grader is disabled for this assignment. That's why. That makes sense. Because some assignments, see, that one's a manual assignment. There's like some assignments that like we don't do auto grading, but that makes sense. But I mean, if anything, y'all, I'm excited. I'm really excited for y'all. We got 10 more minutes here. It should be pretty great. Um, like we should have a lot of really great people to coming together here and teaching and building. Like I'm really pumped to get y'all excited and energized to learn and grow here because it's like 5 weeks of data engineering and then 5 weeks of AI. It's going to be like a lot. Like if you do both, it's going to be a lot. And I know a lot of y'all have done both, right? And that's going to be something that will be really, 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 really good, right? So like especially y'all who did the whole 15 weeks. If y'all the ones who like did the AE boot camp too, it's freaking legends, absolute legends. I think there's like 20 or 30% of y'all like converted. It's exciting. Looking forward to learn and equip myself. Yep, 100%. Like and definitely meet up with your team, right? Maybe like when you get your group, we'll be assigning groups pretty soon. When you meet up with your group, make sure to I want to try to say here, make sure to like maybe set up like a WhatsApp group or an iMessage group or like whatever y'all decide on like how you want to communicate, or a group here on Discord, however you want to like communicate. Because you know the students who like have a team and have a squad are the students who are successful. So like you definitely want to be able to do that, right? For those who bought the bundle, will we get access to the self-paced pre-recorded AE bootcamp? Yeah, we can get you that for sure. That's going to be like you should have most of it already. Like when you because if you have the bundle, that means that you have the New Year boot camp, and this has most of it. Right, this has like it has like the snowflake. Like there's like analytical patterns, and there's like snowflake, and then there's a lot of interesting kind of pieces in here as well. So like yeah, for sure, that should be totally doable. You're gonna get Margin back. Loved his energy. Backed in for something. Yeah, dude, that'd be fun. Like have him as a guest speaker. I mean, he could be an interesting guest speaker on like how to use analytics for good and how to like um, create things in a better way. It'll be very interesting. We should have Jason Reed. He's like the co-founder of Tabular. He's joining. We have Shubham. He's like a data engineer who is like he does like 8 years at Amazon. So he's grinding his face off. He's a very like he says like he's going to be a principal data engineer pretty soon. There's not very many principal data engineers like at all. So we should be getting a lot more people involved here. So I'm really excited about it. So Besides Spark Fundamentals, do you recommend any other materials to review before live sessions? Like if you don't know anything about Airflow, or orchestration, which I hope you do, if you know nothing about those things, then I would recommend reading a little bit about them, like, because then you'll be more successful. But yeah, it's pretty good. Like, do you post any content through your newsletter? Yeah, I've been behind on it though. Like my newsletter, I haven't posted in like almost a month. I need to. That's literally something I'm trying to post in like the next couple days. Can you point to the Airflow material? Google it. Like I don't have basic Airflow material. Like that's like I don't like. You just read through the Airflow docs, learn about why Airflow exists. You don't have to freaking be like a god at it, right? That's like, and I don't have like the entry level like basic stuff, right? Do you have any suggested readings before the class as a primer to what you will be talking about? I mean, the Iceberg Definitive Guide, that's probably a good one. That's literally the guy who I would say like the Iceberg Definitive Guide. It's probably a good one. That's a good book to roll with. Fundamentals of Data Engineering. It's another good book if y'all are interested of like adding books to read through. To kind of like get more of kind of some conceptual understandings around this stuff. Then you also have AI Engineering by Chip Wan. That's another really good book as well. Those are both all three of those books are really solid studies. Really solid ones that we can definitely be working through. Definitely, I would read through all of those if you want to have an even deeper understanding of the stuff. And that's definitely a way that you can do that. Another one, I guess, like depending on what level you are, designing data intensive applications. It's another really solid book, like especially if you're looking for like system design stuff. Designing data, the problem with designing data intensive applications, it's like 600 pages though. So it's like, you're like, holy shit, this book is like a lot, right? Like, so, I mean, if you just read those 4 books and take this boot camp, like you use this boot camp mostly as like an energizer, and like you do the homework, you do the assignments, and I gas you up, and I'm like, let's go. That is how you can be wildly successful. So just letting you know. Is this by Joe Reese? Yes, it is. 100%. That's the Fundamentals of Data Engineering is written by Joe Reese. Yep. Joe Reese is a good friend of mine. We both are from Utah. Yep. Accountability as a service. That's what I do. I crack the whip and I'm like, you will learn. You will learn. You will learn if it's the last thing you do. Well, like, I'm excited for y'all. It should be really good. There's gonna be it's gonna be just a really awesome boot camp. And I mean, I would recommend there's like Mark Lamberti. If y'all are interested in like Lamberti Airflow course, there's something by Mark Lamberti that I would say like if you want to like add something like if it like, but that's like depending on what level you're at. But honestly, we're teaching Airflow tomorrow, so like between now and then, like I don't think you have time to take like a 20-hour Airflow course, but it might be a good way to get more of the intro stuff. So excited, so much to learn. Yep. Not so significant. I love that as a name too. This is like a yep. You're like P is greater than 0.05, right? that's a very good data science name. Like, got the access to the GitHub. Is there any particular repo we'll be forking and working upon? Yeah, it's you want to be looking at the Airflow DBT project. That's gonna be the repo. So I'll just send y'all a link. We'll just freaking do that real quick. So if we go to GitHub and we go to data expert. So if you have I'm gonna just paste this guy in here too. We have an Airflow DBT project. I in the setup instructions I was there. So this is going to be the main repo that we are going to be working with for a lot of the at least week 1, probably week 1, and like a lot. There's going to be some of y'all love Databricks, some of y'all are not going to like Databricks. Like I think it's going to be a mix, and so some of y'all might like set up your DAGs with Databricks workflows. Some of y'all might set up your DAGs with Airflow. So like you can decide, right? 20 hours airflow course and homework before tomorrow. Let's go. Yeah, Academy astronomer. Yeah, like we literally use astronomers. So like this is okay. This is only 3 hours. So I mean, this is probably the absolute basics. Yeah, like this. That's a good one. It's like if you don't know anything, that's honestly a good one, right? Yeah, for sure. Oh, and Sumit is freaking gonna post daily, right? Would you be attending the Databricks Summit this June? I mean, maybe. Like they freaking haven't like been very supportive of this. They like I've been talking with them um about like credits because I'm teaching hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students Databricks, right? And they said we will give you nothing, Zach. So part of me feels like going to the summit is dumb because it's like, why am I supporting a company that's not supporting me? But we'll see. We'll see. Um, at the very least, I'll be at the after parties. I might not be at the events, but I'll be at the after parties. I think I'm kind of doing that. How much changed in the repo since the A bootcamp? Should I refork the repo? I mean, nothing has really changed. It's going to be the same one. I would say, Alex, you're good. Cool. Probably have time for like one or two more questions, right? Query's fine now. My username was wild. The system took one look and said, nah. Yeah, it needs to be like lowercase and freaking only alphanumeric and lowercase, no spaces. It's like very specific, right? That's probably what's going on. Yeah, for sure. Would you say the A bootcamp is prerequisite for the DE bootcamp? No. Can we submit the homework assignments for A bootcamp too? Yes. Do you plan to party meeting in the Bay Area offline during the bootcamp? That's an interesting idea. Burning Man or the 24-hour live stream? Which one required more recovery time? That's a great question. The 24-hour live stream took. I was messed up for like Friday. Okay, because I did it Thursday and then Friday I didn't sleep. I couldn't sleep because it was like 9 in the morning when I was like done, and I was like, my brain was like, it's awake time again. And then you know what happened? Oh my god, the craziest thing happened. So, like 30 minutes after the live stream ended, so this guy, right, freaking fell off my wall and cracked my screen. It cracked my MacBook screen. All right. So I'm actually on a MacBook Air right now. I'm normally on a MacBook Pro, but I literally had to like over the weekend, I had to like set up a new machine and freaking set up my whole environment again. Cause I freaking like the live stream killed my machine. It was so crazy. It was so crazy. But like, anyways, thank you everyone. Thank you so much. We will be coming back here tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. And then we will be rolling with this, okay? And we should be able to get a lot of value out of this. And I really appreciate each and every one of you. We are going to have a very, very, very solid time here. And I know that we are going to just absolutely murder it. And yeah, should be pretty great. I hope y'all have a fantastic Monday. And, it's a holiday, so don't want to keep you too long. Go enjoy the rest of Memorial Day and all that stuff. So definitely, this is going to be a really sick time. So yeah, everyone have a fantastic time. All right. See ya. All right, everyone. Have a fantastic time.